Alright dancers, welcome back to our channel. I'm Julie and I'm the owner and one of the instructors here at Broche Ballet, a ballet school just for adults in Denver, Colorado. Today, as we think about the new year coming up, I want to talk a little bit about New Year's resolutions and what it means to have discipline. So before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and do give our videos a watch. Every Friday we do put new ones out every week. We love to see you on our channel. We love to see you in the comments. We love to hear all your questions. So discipline is something that we actually get people come in with a goal that they strive for in learning ballet. So they come in, they meet us. We offer a free half-hour preview lesson for all new people to come in and meet us and get to know us before they start taking class. And it's a great time for us to get to know them and their goals as well. And one of people's goals is often discipline, developing that kind of rigor. We think about ballet dancers as very internally focused, very disciplined, and really working hard to achieve their goals. So as we think about setting New Year's resolutions, as we think about looking ahead to the new year, the new decade, all of that, I want to talk about what I think discipline means, because that's a big part of achieving your goals. So what is discipline? I think discipline to me means that you do what you say you're going to do, even when you don't feel like doing it. So what I mean by that is if you say that you're going to read for 20 minutes a day, that you read for 20 minutes a day. Even if you're super busy, you're super tired, life is getting in the way, whatever is happening, you still find the time to read for 20 minutes. To me, that is discipline. It is really doing what you've committed to, even when you don't want to. And believe me, you don't want to. So when it comes to ballet, I think discipline is huge when it comes to achieving your goals. Whether your goals are a pirouette, point shoes, splits, performing, any of that, all of that requires discipline. And honestly, anything in your life that you want to achieve requires discipline. There's nothing that you want to achieve that probably doesn't require discipline. Some examples of what that discipline looks like, because a lot of times things look different than they feel. So when you see someone at the bar, focused, looking at their hand there day after day, you expect it to feel a certain way, but then when you do it, it doesn't feel that way, and so it's hard to match that up with what you think discipline is to how discipline feels. So here's what discipline feels like to me, and I'm going to tell you a couple of my goals that I've been working towards over the past few months to develop my own discipline. And believe it or not, as a studio owner, I feel like I'm very good at working hard but don't always have discipline. I work hard when I need to, but then when it comes to my personal goals, I sometimes let those lapse because I'm too busy or too stressed or whatever, you name it. You know all the excuses. You've got them in your head too. So some of my goals I've been working towards every morning for 20 minutes before I start working. I will either play the piano for 20 minutes, I will read a book for 20 minutes, or I will just sit quietly, either snuggle the dogs or look out the window or just sit and be with my thoughts. That 20 minutes started off with only playing the piano. That really helped me hone in my focus, and I missed only one day and really did make sure that I got that in before bed. But here's what it feels like. It feels like every day, sometimes you'll even think to yourself, gosh, how many more days do I have to do of this? The rest of my life seems like a long time. That's a long time to keep up with this habit. It might feel like, oh, well, I open my phone and I see that I've got 80 emails today and I know it takes me that long to do it, so I should probably just skip the piano today because I know I have so much work to do and I should just skip it and get started with it. Or I woke up late today and I really need to just start working, so I'm going to skip my habit. Or I didn't have time this morning and I meant to do it after work, but then I got home and had dinner, and by the time I had dinner I was already ready for bed. Those things are all the excuses that our mind makes up for why we don't want to do whatever it is that we've agreed to ourselves that is important to us. But what it feels like to actually have that discipline is just sometimes a slog. Sometimes you just really don't want to do it. You're just exhausted and you don't think you can do it. When you're feeling that way, I think what really, really sets it apart and what's going to make 2020 a great year and what would make you have that discipline to achieve your goals is that you make yourself do it. Even if you know it's going to be at 50%, you still do it anyways. I think you'd be surprised so many times once you at least make yourself get started that you sort of pick up the rest of the way there. So even if you know it's going to be 50%, you still do it. You still get to ballet class, even if traffic is crazy and you know you're going to be 10 minutes late. Even if your boss just yelled at you at a meeting at the end of the day, you're still going to go to ballet class because you know you're going to feel better by the end of that class. Even if you have all kinds of stuff going on in your life, you still make time for the things that you care about and that you have said are important to yourself. That is what discipline looks like and feels like. It doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel comfortable. But you know what does feel great? Is achieving your goals. It's looking back and saying, wow, I came to class every single week for 8 weeks, for 10 weeks, for 12 weeks. How long can you keep that up? That's what feels great. The day-to-day, the slog, the grind, when you don't see any progress in the nitty-gritty, when you're in the weeds and it just feels like you want to go to bed or have that glass of wine or whatever it is, that part sucks. But the end result is amazing. And when you really lock in that discipline, that is when you can achieve all of your goals, all of your dreams, and all of everything you've been hoping for. So dancers, as you think about next year, as you think about next decade, 2020, it's a big, exciting year. As you think about your goals, keep this in mind. Keep in mind how difficult it's going to be to reach those goals, and keep in mind a strategy that you're going to put into place on those days when it's difficult. If that's knowing you're only going to be able to put in half of the effort that you want to be able to put in. If that's knowing that you can maybe only put in half of the time that you wanted to. If that's maybe setting a goal to be very small that you know you can still attain even on those busy days. Whatever it is, set yourself up to start building those habits and building them in. Once you have those habits and that momentum, you can keep building on it. So think about your New Year's resolutions. Think about what you want for next year, for the rest of your life, the big goals, the things that really mean something to you, and how you're going to go work for it, and how you're going to go put in the hard work, the day after day, the grind, the discipline, and get to those goals. I hope this helps, dancers. I hope you have a wonderful holiday and new year and work really, really hard next year. Let me know in the comments below what your goals are and how you're going to achieve them. Until next time, take care.